Hi Rick, this is Zhiling. Now I'm presenting my assignment number 4 to you, producing visualizations. Firstly, let's look at my table of contents. We will introduce the dataset, prepare data, introduce the background, introduce my findings, the dashboard, conclusions, and references. The dataset introduction. The dataset is about shooting incidents which happened in New York City between 2006 and 2019. I got the CSV file from the open dataset data.gov. This dataset includes more than 20,000 rows and 19 columns. Each report represents a shooting incident in New York City. It includes the information about the location, the time, and the information related to suspect and victims, and so on. The data preparation. I mainly took 2 steps to clean the data. Firstly, I choose the columns which I would use to perform analysis. Then, in the second step, I filled the empty cells with the value unknown. Now, the dataset is ready for analysis. Let's go ahead. The problem introduction. The shooting incidents happened in New York City, have aroused public concern and caused some panic. I'm using Power BI to find some important trends and insights through data analysis and visualizations. Then, according to my findings, I will give some advice to the public and the police department. Now, I'm going to talk about my findings by answering 4 questions. Question number 1. When is the most dangerous time during the day? Let's look at the column chart about incident time. Here we can see more incidents happened during the night than during the day, especially around the midnight. Here, the time with the most incident is at about 11:30 p.m. And the second one is at about 1:30 a.m. The third one is at about 12:30 a.m. I will show the details in the Power BI later. Question number 2. Where is the most dangerous place? Here, I use a tree map to show the distribution of the incidents. We can see the public house and the apartment building have the most incidents. Here, public house has about less than 4,000 incidents, and the apartment building have about 2,400 incidents. And the private house, bar, and grocery are at the second level with about 500 to 800 incidents. And here, the smaller area represents some places with the fewest incidents. They are mainly about ATM, bank, loan company, and clinics. I will show it in the Power BI later. Question number 3. What's the trend of yearly incidents and its viral composition? Here, I use a stacked column chart to show this trend. Here, there is a clearly downward trend of the yearly incident number. Here in 2006, we can see the incident number is around 2,000. And it drops every year. By the end of 2019, the number of incidents drops to about 1,000. Secondly, we can look at the composition of viral incidents. Here, the dark blue represents the Brooklyn. We can see Brooklyn has the most incidents every year, but the number is decreasing too. And the Staten Island has the fewest incidents every year. Question number 4. How many shooting incidents are murder incidents and where are they? Here, I use a geomap to show the distribution of incidents and murders. Here, the color red is used to indicate the murder incidents, which means a very serious incident and needs more attention. In order to show the data more clearly, I added a slicer here on the left so that we can choose the year we are interested in so that we can just show the data of that year. So everything will display more clearly. Now, let's look at my dashboard. It's mainly made up of full chart and a slicer we talked about earlier. Then I'm moving to Power BI to show the charts interactively. Firstly, about the slicer, I didn't choose any year, so all the charts will include the data of throughout the 14 years. Firstly, we look at the time chart. We choose the Fox mode, make it clear. When I hover my cursor here, you can see 144 incidents happened at 11:30 p.m. and here 129 incidents happened at 1:30 a.m., which is another time. 15 incidents happened at 8 a.m. So more incidents happened during night than during the day. Let's go back to the reports. Now we choose the tree map to show it in detail. You can see the public house has about 3,857 incidents. Private horse has about 785 incidents. Let's look at the smaller areas. For example, the gift gym has 3 incidents, and the video store has 2 incidents. Loan company has only 1 incident. Check has bank. ATM has only 1 incident. So these areas with smaller areas are safer areas too. Let's go back. Then we look at this column chart in detail. We can see a clearly downward trend of yearly incidents. And then we choose 1 year, for example, 2008. When we hover our cursor here, we can see in 2008, Staten Island has 69 incidents. Queens has 326 incidents. Manhattan has 259 incidents. Brooklyn has the most incidents at about 785. And the Bronx has 519 incidents. Now let's go back to reports. We will look at the geomap. Let's zoom in and see it clearly. So here we can choose a specific location. Any location here, for example, at this latitude and longitude, we can see there are 2 incidents, normal incidents, and 1 incident are murder incidents. So I think when you choose some places to settle down, to rent a house or to buy a house, this is a very important reference information for your decision. Then now I will try to choose 1 year. For example, I choose 2011. Now you can see every chart is changing synchronously. The time changed, and the tree map has less numbers. And here only 1 column because it's only 1 year's data. And here we can see clearly at each location how many incidents happened at the specific latitude and longitude, and whether it's in murder or not, this kind of information. Okay, let's go back to the conclusion part. According to my findings, I would give two advice. Firstly, it is recommended that the public minimize unnecessary travel, especially at midnight. When they have to travel to some dangerous areas, they need to consider the security and take some precautions. The police department is advised to set up patrols in some risky areas, especially during night. And this is the references I used for this assignment. Thank you for your time. Bye.